Hi everyone, welcome to this video. This is intended as a recap video for RMIT Industrial Design students in the Footwear studio. Welcome to anyone else who's watching this. We hope that you enjoy this and it helps. This video is going to basically be talking about using UV Packmaster 3, SimpleBake, and then sending the resulting file to Adobe Aero for XR experiences from either a phone or a tablet or other device. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to add a UV map, a separate one for each part that we've got in our file. So in here, we need to click on our part and come down to the data UV and add a new UV map. Then add another one here for the inner. Add another one, and you'll note that they all have the same name. I'm lucky that they're all called UV map. So let's add another one. Midsole, add another one, and go to the upper and add another one, and make sure that on all of these that you select the UV map to be active. I'm pretty sure this is an important part of the step, so that these UV maps are active and we don't edit any of the UV maps that are controlling our graphics. Those types of things are texture maps on our pre-existing design. For those of you who don't know, this design is created in Gravity Sketch VR and brought into Blender for its material to be applied. Okay, so now we've got that, what we should be able to do is we can on this bottom midsole, you'll note that there's just one surface here, but there's two materials. So what we need to do is we need to separate these by material. So if we go into edit mode, and we should be able to press P and separate by material. And in doing that, you'll note that we've got a new midsole here. And that part's selected in the edit mode and the outer part isn't. So, I'm just going to note that I've got those two there. And I'm actually going to group all of these objects. And I can group these two if needed, but I'm just going to leave them like that. So for now, what I'm going to do is just join all of these up. So in order to do that, what we're going to do is just select all of these parts, and we are going to Control P and set parent to object and keep transformation. So here it's called midsole, so I can just rename this to shoe if I want, and then in underneath here are all of the other parts, and they're all controlled by this outer one here. So now what we're going to do is in UV editing, we've got our UV Packmaster 3. We're going to use UV Packmaster to pack our textures onto a specific sized texture set. So here, what we'll notice, I'll just move this out. So the texture size is 1024, and in Adobe Aero, they recommend using 1024, but I'm going to set it higher. I'm going to set it to 4K. It'll work fine. So I'm going to set that to 4K, and then I'll make sure that all my graphics and all my text come out well. So we need to select all of this and press Tab. And then in here, if we press A for all, we get all the UV maps here. And the UV Packmaster, we can just press pack here. We've got a precision 500. The margin's disabled because I've got the pixel margin turned on down here. And I've got rotation enabled. And at the moment, we can adjust this between 90, 45, and 10 is quite good. The more rotations you've got, the more processing that your computer needs to do. So if I press A, I leave that at 90, and I go pack, what this will do is it'll pack all the UVs into my 4K tile. And just to make sure that I'm using the, whoops, I just lost that. Just to make sure I'm on UV map here. So I've got the right UV maps set. I can press A. If I go U, and unwrap these, you'll note that they've unwrapped properly, and it hasn't affected my texture over here. So I can run Packmaster again and see how it packs out the design. And if I set this to say 45 and I run Packmaster again, whoops, let's press all of it, pack, it'll pack them out again. Now, I know that there are two things or three things here that have some text on it. This outer here, and the little cloth loop here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these pieces. So if I go A again, so all of these pieces, they look about the right size. I might just try and rotate them a little bit more. Let's put it on 10 and let's set pack. And that looks like it's packed efficiently already. Now down here, this is where my M logo is. So if I press 3 and select the face, go to my UV squares and to grid by shape, and then press L and right click and go follow active quads. I can straighten that out. Press G, move it, and press S and scale it up. Now, because I've adjusted that and scaled it, I don't want UV squares, UV Packmaster to adjust it. So what I can do is I can select everything else, including these two down here, like that. Let's just press L here and L here. Make sure everything's selected. And if I made this bigger, I can now go pack to others. So pack to others is this one here. And if we're packing to others, we need to have an extra margin. So here I might just put, say 10, and then go pack to others. And it's doing all its iterations, and it's repacked it to that one. So let's say we like that. We could readjust some of these other islands, for example, scale them up. Maybe these two we would keep the same. Rotate them, scale them, and then pack to others so that we keep them rotated and scaled at the right size that you want, in case you've got some detail on there that you're not quite getting through on your map. And the other thing to look at here is that you'll note that it's quite close to the edge, but because we've got the pixel padding set to 0, we should have had pixel padding probably set to 5. It will make sure we've got padding around the UV, but it looks pretty good. It looks like it's packed it okay on there. What I can do is I can quickly select that, shift select that. I think it's Control L, it selects everything else, and then say pack to others. Now it'll rotate it all, yep, and it's repacked all of this with a pixel margin, and it looks like it's more efficiently packed. this into the UV square. So now that we've done that, we've got all our UVs unpacked, we can come out of edit mode. And with SimpleBake enabled, here under the render properties, we've got SimpleBake installed. And what we can do is we can take the shoe and all of these files and put them here into our SimpleBake. So we've got the shoe. Let's just make sure how many we have. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 meshes. And then in here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've only got 7. So I am missing midsole 001. So let's select it and go add. And now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. So now that we've got that, all the meshes inserted here into the bake objects inside SimpleBake, we've got PBR bake selected. We're going to bake, here is the texture maps that we're going to bake. So we're going to bake a diffused. I don't think I need a metalness for this. There's no metal material. I've got a roughness, a normal, and a displacement. You could do a bump, the height output, if needed. Maybe I'll turn the bump on as well. Yeah, okay. So now that I've got that, I've got my texture space set to 4K, and that matches up over here where I've got 4K. And you can literally just turn it up and down. So you can just click here and turn down to 1K, click here, turn it up to 4K, bake at 4K, output at 4K. We want multiple objects to be one texture set. And here we can clear existing baked images before baking. And we want to export the bake and export the mesh. So that'll export a FBX file. And then this is where it's going to automatically bake it. So it's going to bake it inside the folder that we've used, where this file is, into a folder called SimpleBake Bakes. So I might make this SimpleBake Bakes tutorial. Oh, uppercase. Okay, so I've got that. Let's just bring this over here a bit more. All exports 16-bit, format PNG, and export FBX. And then down here, what we want to do under UV settings is have auto detect. That will take what we did over here in Packmaster. And then under utilities, we want to, under other settings, we want to copy objects and apply bakes and hide source objects after bake. So what this will do is it'll copy all these and it will hide them away so that we've got a backup, and then it will apply all of the modifiers, and it'll bake out the texture set and the model into that folder. So then all we have to do is press, it's in foreground, you can have it in background, and press bake, and it will bake everything out. This takes a second, so I might skip forward. Now that with foreground baked, it's complete. We've got 5 images baked. Okay, and what we can see here is that we've got our FBX file, we've got our bump, our PBR, our displacement, our normal, and that's our diffused, and our roughness. So now what we can do is we can upload these into Adobe Aero or other programs, and we can put them online. So in the next video, I'll talk about how to put this online in Adobe arrow.